What's up, my YouTube people? I'm sitting here in the hotel room, day 2 of the NRA Law Enforcement Tactical Shooter Instructor. Wanted to do an in-car session, but I never came to rest in the car, so I'm putting it out now. I'm very tired, so excuse my drowsiness. Anyhow, first of all, I want to shout out to somebody who reached out to me today and gave me some love. They know who they are. We're going to make some things happen, that is for sure. Moving right along, like I said, much props to that person. Don't let opportunities go miss, people. Remember, they're just passed on to the next prepared person, all right? So don't ever let opportunities go passed on to somebody else that because you weren't prepared for it. Number 2, a mind in motion should always be thinking. All right, I want you to hold on to that. A mind in motion should always be thinking. What does that mean? If you're not sleeping, you should be thinking. Okay, you should be thinking the what ifs, visualization techniques, scenario bases in your mind. What if this happens? How am I going to respond? And the second topic I want to talk about is about a conversation I had a long time ago that didn't sit too well with me then, but I think I'm kind of ready to talk about it and wanted you guys to hear it because it's important. All right, number 1, let's talk about improvising. All right, improvision. All right, we're talking about improvision. We're talking about thinking about the way that we train. All right, I'll give you the key of what I'm talking about. When I train people to shoot, I train them not to carry anything in their gun hand. Do not carry anything in your gun hand. But let's talk about the world. What happens in the world when you're out and about on your everyday ventures? Things happen. Your hands get full. You may have one day that you just have stuff in your hand. You don't have opportunity to get to a gun. What about the other part of that? You're somewhere like New York and other places that don't allow you to carry a gun, and you're not really thinking about gun hand being empty. What do we do in those situations? Well, the reason it's popping to my head is because, first of all, like I said at first, my mind in motion, I'm always thinking. If my mind is in motion, I'm thinking. And so when I was walking out of my hotel yesterday, my hands were packed. The only thing I had in my gun hand was a cup of hot coffee. A lot of people say, well, you know, I would have been stuck at that point. But no, that's why your mind stays in motion. Because if you know how to improvise properly, that hot coffee now becomes your gun. All right? If somebody invades your space, comes to you, the first thing you need to do is stun that person. Okay? Have you ever been bitten by a spider, a bug, or anything, and you didn't expect it? Yeah, it stunned you. You didn't know what to do, but try to get it off of you. Same thing that person is going to do. The moment you strike them with that hot coffee, they're just going to respond. They're going to respond out of a natural flinch reaction. Okay? That's your moment in time to drop everything else in your hand and go to work. All right? How do I know this to be true? I actually had a guy in my class today. He had a bug that somehow got underneath his glasses, and I was like, it was funny, but we laughed together. But he got the bug stuck under his sunglasses, and he didn't realize it until the freaking bastard bit him. When it bit him, he freaking lost his mind and got that thing out of there. And he said it hurt pretty bad. But my point is, he didn't know it was there until it bit him. It stunned him enough for him to drop his muzzle to the ground in a safe direction, but he reacted like any other human would. He immediately dropped his head and tried to get rid of the problem. Okay? Second reason that came to mind, I was walking out of Walmart, and on my keychain, I have a Glock tool, which is a sharp pointed edge. I also have the keys, which are also sharp pointed. I don't know if you ever stuck your hands in your pocket and gotten cut by your key. Those are sharp, or what we call edge weapons. All right. Remember what a weapon is. It's a tool that can be used offensively or defensively to protect yourself. All right. A lot of people may say it a different way, but it is nothing more than a tool to protect yourself offensively or defensively, no matter what it may be. A straw can be a weapon if you know how to use it. Pencil, salt, like I said, coffee. It doesn't matter. So learn how to improvise with things you have in your hand, and let's think ahead of the box. Okay, not just outside the box or in the box, or the old saying. Let's think the whole box through. All right. Why only set yourself into one mindset? I need to always have my hands empty. Yeah, that's probably your first priority, but you have other options. Okay, I got hot coffee. I got cold drink that'll stun somebody. I got keys that I'm always gonna carry in my hand when I walk into my car. Even your cell phone. That's something that you don't want to lose. That's something like you would probably not want to use as an improvised weapon, because if it goes down, you can't dial 911. No communication. So I wouldn't suggest that. So think smartly. Mind in motion, okay? Thinking, thinking, thinking. And the number two, I got about 3 minutes left. Number two is, I remember sharing a conversation with a gentleman who said that he didn't want to give something to some people that were, how can I put this without saying it, that were in his organization. I guess you want to say, that'd probably be the best word for me to use. But who were in his downline. Let's say that. It was in his downline. People that respect this person to say, hey, we're here with you. He didn't have the same respect or level as them. Now, here's my thing on that. If you are doing something for somebody, and this person is putting their all into getting you to do stuff for them, why don't they have that same feeling towards you? And I know I'm kind of losing people here, so let me give you this. All of my students, I would never say that I don't trust any of my students to come work with me. Why? Because I train them. If I train them and I'm putting out a product, I trust my product. Okay? I'm never going to say that I put out a product and, oh man, some of these guys are bad. Guess what? I don't have that excuse. I make sure that they get good. Okay? If that even matches up in the English dictionary. I make sure that they become what I want them to be. The product that I want other people to see that I'm putting out. And guess what? Over my 9 years of instruction, I have done that. I had a guy, I remember a guy told me, and this guy was who I consider one of the most evil people in the world, told me that the people that you putting out are not all that great anyway, but they are better than the average. So, although he was trying to negatively say something about my people, he still gave me a compliment. And it was kind of like he didn't want to, but he could not give me a 0. He had to give me some props for it. But anyhow, guys, I just want you to think about that. If you are working under, training under, in an organization of people who are giving you or requesting you to take all from them, but not handing out their hand to you, I want you to look at that, and it's time for a change, okay? It's time for a change. Don't let that person keep stringing you along if they don't even have any trust in what they put out themselves. All right? Obviously, I love you guys because I'm putting out these videos, and I try to put them out informative, and I'm coming up on 10 minutes, and I hope you guys got something out of this. I love you. I'm going to keep putting out content. You make sure you send out the request. And again, thank you for that call today, sir. Appreciate you. Y'all have a great one, and be blessed, safe, and win the fight.